Alright YouTube, so a few weeks ago we did a video where I talk about things I want to see return in Fallout 76. These could have been things that were in 3 and New Vegas but weren't in 4, or things that were introduced in 4 that we don't know for sure are going to be in Fallout 76. Now this excludes the obvious ones like the old skill system or the old dialogue system. We know these aren't going to be in Fallout 76, so there's no point in introducing them into a video because we just know they're not coming back. At least with this entry of the Fallout series. Now the point of this video is things I want introduced into Fallout 76, so these would be new to the Fallout series, and these things may or may not be in the game. Obviously we don't know. We don't know that much about Fallout 76. And first up for this video is one that would have been better in the Things Returning video, because it was in New Vegas, but it wasn't in 3 or 4, so I guess technically it would be something new to the Bethesda Game Studios Fallout games. And that is crafting different ammo types. Now, we know that you can craft ammo in Fallout 76, so maybe this will be a thing. And when it came to Fallout 4, whenever you were building and crafting your weapons, you could give them different ammo, but it was just ammo that was already in the game. What I'm talking about is from Fallout New Vegas, where, like, for shotguns, for instance, you could do Dragon Breath rounds, where you shoot a guy with a shotgun and it catches him on fire. You could craft, like, explosive rounds for your sniper rifles. You had, like, high-velocity missiles for the rockets, or, like, you also had the overcharged microfusion cells, which did more damage than regular cells, but it also tore your weapon down faster. And we know that weapon and armor repair are returning, so maybe this will be something. Now, I pretty much never used the crafting system in New Vegas, but I did craft ammos. I never really messed with the weapons or anything like that. This, to me, would be great. This adds to the roleplay, and this adds to character builds, having different ammo types. To me, something that's kind of as simple as this is, it adds to that character depth. You could come across somebody who's pretty much a copy of yourself. Maybe you guys are the same level, you have similar armor, similar weapons, maybe even similar perks, but you have different ammos in your guns, and that's where y'all differentiate. Maybe my ammo pierces armor a little bit better than yours does, but maybe yours has, like, the burn effect. You catch me on fire when you shoot me, and we can see which one of us is actually better when we PvP. And next up for the video is one we've already talked about ad nauseum. I'm almost tired of talking about it, but I gotta throw it on the list. Some sort of passive something. Passive mode, passive servers, something that lets players opt out of PvP entirely if they want to. At this point, they're not getting rid of PvP, multiplayer's not going anywhere, so the best thing they can do is just make it to where you can ignore PvP altogether. But however they do that, I don't know. Let's move on. Next up for what I want introduced in Fallout 76 is different armor types. Now, hear me out, let me try to explain this. When it comes to Fallout, if you don't care about the carry weight, the weight of the set of armor, you're going to use the strongest and best armor in the game. You never really have a choice as to what armor you want, and I like to see the Fallout series, this goes past Fallout 76, introduce a light, medium, and heavy armor type. Now with Fallout 4, we had the power armor become its own thing, but that would have, in 3 New Vegas, qualified as a heavy armor, but we also have metal armor, which qualifies. Then you have stuff like Raider, Gunner armor, leather armor, which would qualify as probably like a medium, and then you have like the weaker shit that would qualify as light armor. Like your basic Wastelander outfit, Trader outfits, things like that. Those would qualify as light armors, and I like to see these be their own thing in the game, where they have their own perks that make these better at things. Skyrim is a good, quick example of this. You had light armor in that game and heavy armor, but honestly, the light armor felt more like a medium armor, and you had like robes and things that would have qualified as a light armor, and I would have loved to have seen them get their own skill tree, because I never found myself using robes or anything in that game at all. And with Skyrim, you could mix and match. You could wear a robe and put on some like heavy armor gauntlets, some light armor boots, and like a heavier light armor helmet. You can mix and match if you wanted to, but if you invested more into light or heavy armor, there were perks that would benefit you if everything you're wearing is light armor, everything you're wearing is heavy armor, or if everything that you're wearing is a matching set of light or heavy armor. And with Fallout 4, we got the layered armor system, which is very, very awesome. And with this, you could mix and match different armor types if you wanted to, but also there could be perks that benefit you if everything you're wearing is light or heavy armor or medium armor, or if everything you're wearing is a matching set of light, medium, or heavy armor. This is something they could introduce into the Fallout series, and I'd love this, because then I can actually roleplay a lot better than they allow us to. And moving on to, I believe, number 4, and it's I want to have to actually choose between attachments. I made a video about this almost 2 years ago. I was talking more about Fallout 5, but when it came to weapon attachments, what I wanted. And with Fallout 4, you don't really get to choose that much. With Fallout 4, your only real choices are, what type of receiver do you want? Do you want an automatic receiver or a single shot receiver? What type of a scope do you want? And when it comes to the barrel attachment, did you want a mod that made your recoil lower? Did you want something that made your bashing damage higher? Or did you want a silencer? But my biggest issue came with some of the other attachments, like the actual barrel attachments. You had like a long barrel, you had a long light barrel, a light ported barrel, and then you had a long light ported barrel. So like the long barrel extended your range, long light barrel extended your range, but weighed less. The ported barrel reduced your recoil, and then the long light ported barrel was a combination of all 3 of those, which is absurd, because I'm only ever going to use that attachment once I have access to it. The example I gave in that previous video was there should have been choices. So like the long barrel should have given you obviously extended range, but it should have been better than all the other ones. So like the long light barrel shouldn't have given you as much range, but the other benefit is the reduced weight. And same thing for the long porter barrel. It shouldn't have gave you as much range as say the long barrel, but you also have the reduced recoil, so that kind of makes up for it. That way it's like, do I want the extended range? Do I want extended range but also the attachment slider? Or do I want extended range but also reduced recoil? Like, give me some actual choice instead of just taking all those attachments and combining them into one. Same thing for the magazine attachments in Fallout 4. You had one that made you reload faster, one that was a larger magazine, and then there was a combination of both. So like, I'm only ever going to use that magazine attachment. There's no actual choice in the game. Another thing I had a complaint with was the grips in that game. So you had usually a comfort grip and a sharpshooter grip, and they did the exact same thing, and reduced recoil and improved hipfire accuracy. So why not take those two attachments and break them into one each? Why can't the comfort grip give me reduced recoil and the sharpshooter grip give me improved hipfire accuracy, or vice versa? Instead of having two attachments that one's just better than the other, so I'm only ever going to use that one. I want actual choice when it comes to building my character. I don't want some big flashing arrow saying, hey guys, this is the absolute best attachment in this category, so why use anything else? I don't like that. I want to actually have to choose. If you look to other first-person shooter games, like older Call of Duties, for example, you used to have to choose between the magazine attachments. Either you get the quick reload or the larger magazine, and you talk to other players, and each player's different. Each player's theory is different as to why they like each different attachment. And if you watch my gameplay, I'm a faster reload kind of guy. If you watch me play Fallout 4, I constantly reload. I just want more choices with the game. I know that's an obvious complaint with the Fallout series, especially after Fallout 4, but even when you introduce PvP into the game, it matters even more. I don't want to be running across every person. Everybody's got the long, light ported barrel. Everybody's got the quick eject extended mag, or whatever it's going to be called. Like, I don't want everybody having the exact same attachments on all their guns. It's going to get boring really quickly. And next up, and this one is definitely going to be controversial, but hear me out. Let me explain myself really quick. In the past, they've already talked about doing a team deathmatch for Fallout 76. They've already been working on that, and they're not against a Fallout Battle Royale for this game. My thing is, I kind of want them to do that and get it out of their way. I want them to get the Fallout multiplayer out of their system completely with Fallout 76. My thing is, I don't want, a year or two to pass, and then I get some, please stand by image or GIF on my Twitter, get really excited, hell yeah, dude, new Fallout, and then a couple days later, a trailer comes out, and it's Fallout Battle Royale, because I'm going to lose my shit. These other game modes would also add to the longevity of the game, and then make the game not boring. I'll be honest, if there was a Fallout Battle Royale, I'd at least check it out and try it out. And I think Team Deathmatch would be very interesting. Can you imagine Team Deathmatch with other players in Diamond City, in Megaton, in Rivet City, in Tenpenny Tower, or something like obviously they'd have to get rid of load screens and work some things out. Or imagine Fallout 76, imagine Team Deathmatch inside the Mothman Museum or something. That stuff sounds fun to me. And the map's super damn big, to the point that you could easily have a Battle Royale mode. People are already worried that this game is going to lack content and things to do, and other game modes will add to the life of this game. And something like Battle Royale and Team Deathmatch and other shit like that is stuff you can play forever until you're actually bored of it. If you disagree with this, I 100% understand. I get it, man. But if they're going to do these things, I want them to get everything multiplayer out of their system with this one game. On to some bigger and better things, hopefully. I know that one's going to be piss off some people. What I want to see also is perk cards that require points from multiple special stats. So, for example, you bust open a perk card pack and you get a perk card that requires, 1 perception and 1 endurance, or 2 luck and 3 intelligence or something. I don't know exactly, but these would be interesting. This would add to the role-playing feature, and I feel like we're going to have leftover special points as we craft and build our characters. We're going to be mixing and matching and getting different perk cards, learning about new perk cards and things like that. We're going to be moving some shit around, and inevitably, we're going to have leftover special points, I feel like, and this would be a way to fill that gap and actually make use of those leftover points, but also it would add to that almost like old school Fallout feel with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, where you actually had to take on a perk by having, a certain amount of points into certain skills or special stats. We know we're not getting the old school skill system back in this game, but this would kind of have that feel a little bit. And this is one that wasn't even on my list, but I just thought about it, just remembered. This is a conversation that me and Coach Toolshed Gaming, shout out to my guy for the third or fourth time, is the ability to reallocate our special points. We've never had this with the Fallout games. With Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, we have not had the ability to take all of our special points and reallocate them the way we want to. If they don't allow us to reset our special points, this would be the only thing that would really promote us making multiple characters, because as of right now, it seems like there's no point, because you can change the way your character looks anytime you want to, and you can change your perk cards around anytime you want to. So to me, it seems like there's never really a reason to make another character unless you cannot reset your skill points, but I would love to be able to, because I don't want to have multiple characters. And also when it comes to the perks, we don't know if we can see the perk cards ahead of time before we place our special points, or if the perk cards that were shown are randomized. We don't know the answer to these questions, and I don't want to invest points into a special stat that may not offer perk cards that I actually want. And lastly, unless of course I think of other things to add on to the video, is actual map expansions when it comes to add-ons and DLC. We already kind of get this with the Fallout series, so it's not 100% new. Most add-ons will be a new map to explore and do things with. But I'm worried that since this is a multiplayer game, it's the biggest Fallout so far, that we're going to get like a GTA Online scenario, where we've had 5 years of GTA Online, and it's been the exact same map the entire time, which is why I don't play it anymore. I'm just kind of worried that because the map is so big, at least in terms of the Fallout series, that they're not going to be worried about adding on to the map and just adding in content, like, events and things to do within the actual map we already have. And if we're playing the same map, and presumably I'm going to be playing this game for years to come, I feel like I'm going to get bored of it inevitably. And I'd like it to be like ESO, where they keep expanding the map to that game. That game's getting bigger and bigger as time goes on, and that's what I want from this game. I want them to expand to other areas, and some areas we've already seen. Like, that's what they've done with ESO. We've seen Morrowind and the Shimmering Isles and things like that. How cool would it be if you're playing Fallout 76 and they announce a new add-on or expansion, and we get to go back to the Capital Wasteland? Or for those New Vegas fanboys, we can go back and explore New Vegas, but this time it's going to be different because we're set in the past. We're set, 200 years before some of the other games. How cool would it be to see the early stages of that? Like, see a pre-Megaton. Or maybe Megaton's not even there anymore. Come across Tenpenny Tower, which I mentioned earlier, but this time it wouldn't be Tenpenny Tower, because I don't think Tenpenny would be alive right now, so it'd be just a really tall tower that you could explore that's probably run over by ghouls or other creatures or something like that. Or maybe we get to go to the actual New Vegas location, but maybe it's not New Vegas right now. Maybe it's ran over again by creatures or monsters or whatever. These kind of things add to the longevity of the game, gives us a whole new area to explore, more quests and things to do, possibly new enemies to fight. But it also doesn't have to be limited to places we've already seen in the Fallout series. They could also do places that people have been wanting forever, like a Fallout New York, or even across the ocean, Fallout Tokyo, things like this, Fallout Canada, Fallout Mexico, whatever. They could do endless things with it. They literally have the entire world at their hands if they want to add on to this map, and I would absolutely love that. Or they could even do the whole United States or something. This is potentially the thing I want the most, which is why I saved it till the end of the video. I think this would be very, very interesting to see. And there you have it, YouTube. 8 things that I want to see in Fallout 76. There's probably going to be more that I'll think of after I upload the video, but these are the 8 ones that I'm probably more focused on. Initially was 7, I thought of one as I was recording the video. And I'm sure you have a ton of ideas yourself that you want to see with Fallout 76, so let me know what you're thinking of in the comments below. The video's been long enough, so let's go ahead and end this damn thing. If you guys want to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, turn on notifications, follow me on Twitter at @the-david, at my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child. Give me serenity, or at least just peace.